Good morning. Now, I am hoping I've got the sound on correctly. I just better double check that one because I didn't before. Changing it to my producer microphone. Hopefully, that's still, that you can actually hear it. That was a neglect on my part. So, my apologies. I've just got to go over and do this here as well for the sound levels on my screen. I think you may have been getting, are you getting an echo? I'm just going to mute on the eCam. So that's all fine. All fine. Good morning to Kat. You are first on the list this morning, so welcome aboard for this morning. It's been a lovely start to the morning. I've had a seminar that I've already listened into, or webinar, seminar, whatever thing they call it, whatever their common term is at the moment. Good morning, Michaela. Lovely to have you here with your beautiful emojis too. And Shaz, good morning. And yes, you can hear me. I was wondering about the echo because I had the other one because I use two systems here. So simultaneously, but one only, sending out to my YouTube channel, the Ros Boundy profile, the page, the mytimetv.live, and the card reading group that's a private one. So if you're in there, you will need to click the permissions that are in the description above so that I can see your comments like this. Okay, so we're here for the daily Lenormand card spread reading, and I'm Ros Boundy Psychic Medium, presenting it for you. And we just share I put forward what my interpretations are intuitively, and you need to tap into what is your own interpretations or your connection with your spiritual guidance, what they are suggesting for you via your own mechanism of understanding through them. So there you go. And Kay, you've been sleeping in a lot lately, tight. And there's nothing wrong with that, Kay, because you've been busy. So much that you've been doing, and our bodies need rest. Allow those moments where you can sleep in. Some people can't sleep in. I tend to just wake up at 6 or 5 or whatever, and that's my get up time in the morning. I'd love to sleep in, but it doesn't always happen. So take advantage while you can. And we've got Veronica here this morning as well, looking bright today. Oh, I'm happy to be home. I had a lovely day with my sister while Peanuts had her scan. She needed to spend the day at the particular place where they do them, and I picked her up at 4:30 and headed home, and I love being home. Home is my happy space, really and truly. Good morning to Kerry Ann. Lovely to have you aboard as well this morning. You're up and early, up and ready for guidance. Yeah, and it is really that purpose of bringing in the new energies for the day and some finer details for what might be our clarity and understanding. And you're roasting pumpkin for soup at the moment. Oh, I had a friend who sent me sent a group of us a little video of pumpkin that he was roasting. And, true to my heart, he cooked like I did. It was charcoal. He'd left it and forgotten it, I gather. So it was funny, though. I could identify with that. Here we go over to the cards because it is what we're here for. Our purpose is the cards, not just chatting. But we've got the Owl card to begin with. So learning is a gift, even when pain is your teacher. I know we've had this recently, but it's because I have shuffled them, remember. But Spirit, bring our guidance when it is needed. So this is the card that really is what we're needing to focus on. Have the energy of, yes, we might be in pain sometimes, but it's a good teacher. There's things that we are learning as we're growing in our life. And we continue to grow no matter what age we are, growing in knowledge, growing in wisdom, in whatever way we're molding towards what our next step is, what we're doing next, all of that. And we have the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck that are being our guidance with us today as well as the deck that we're using. Your timer's on in case you forget. I don't know whether he used a timer or not, but he was doing it as as contribution towards their family cooking. And yes, I think they were changing what they were doing. And good morning, Diane. Lovely to have you. And Barch. Oh, I know it's close to that. You beautiful doggy. Yes, so Peanuts is here at my feet as we share this morning as well. She just loves sharing the energy. So from there, we're going to look at the 5 cards. We've got the well in the home space. We've got the child in the workspace. The anchor is up in that unexpected energies. We've got the ship as our role, and we've got the snake in the center as the outcome or pivot role. So for those who are snake phobic, close your eyes. It's the energy of, yeah, anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that. So with the well in the home space, it is, that's it, Batcher. I'll just put that up because it's Batcher. It's almost close to Bart, but it's Batcher. Yes, Bartholomew was what we called it. Well, I called mine for, yeah, it was Mini Foxy. Anyway, many years ago. So here we've got, I'm just going to move that aside just for a bit. Yeah. Gives me a bit of room to wave around. The well in the home space. In many years ago, we didn't have reticulated water. Well, I suppose even before Roman times, I don't know. Certain civilizations did. That makes a liar out of me. But in Australia, there wasn't a great deal of reticulated water right from the start. You either dug a well or you lived close to a freshwater source like a river. And with that, we actually did have the aspect of having to lower a bucket in and bring it up with fresh water, well, with water. What this is just showing us for now in our home space, in the way that we live our daily life today, tap into your resources. It is put that work in that you're needing to lower your bucket and bring up what you need for the day. And because we are in family usually in our home space, we do, it's an effort of everyone contributing, and probably why a friend with his pumpkin burning, we do try to contribute in each and every way that we can as the individual within a family group. Is it luckier to be living by yourself because you don't have to do that? Look, there's pros and cons for every type and style of family living, whether it's, in whatever way we are in our home. Make it your home. Bring forward what you need to actually live from the heart space, to feel it as at home as you can in your day-to-day in your home. So, create it to be that is welcoming and comfortable what is your understanding of home? Bring it forward so that you can be your most and best person within that space is what I'm feeling there. So, here we go. And Parcher sends love to Peanuts. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I did see, yes, I understood the spelling, not spend. Good morning, Nat. Lovely to have you here as well. And Sarah, beautiful lady yourself. It's beautiful to have everyone here. It absolutely is. So from that space where we are bringing our resources into play, tapping in, we've got as much as what we need, and plus more if we want to. And in the workspace, I do really love to see the child in the workspace because it brings out our adventurous, creative minds and get your imagination working in what you're doing through your work today. Really allow that daydream mind to wander around a bit and have a play and create what you're needing to bring a fresh outlook to what you're doing. So that's what I'm feeling. And you will see that, these are little playing blocks and little jewelries to create, things that brings out the gem-like qualities of what you're doing in your work. So trust that wherever it leads to is going to bring forward even more adventures for your work, okay? Really stepping into that and playfulness. It's not with stupidity. It is with just that, let's just go on adventure and seek out what the possibilities are here, okay? And I just love the rainbow that comes forward in this book. And let's just go over and see. I can just pan into that a little more so that you're seeing more closely what that rainbow is glowing over. And it's a castle, fantasy land. It's whatever you create as part of your world. And we can move that up now to what is the anchor. I forgot to use the zoom in. Little things with buttons, isn't it? So with the anchor, what we're doing is holding on to something. This chain would be that you have remembered to anchor it to whatever you're wanting to keep stable through the day in those moments. It's going to pop up unexpectedly for our other areas of what we're doing, whether it's the home space or whether it's the workspace. So really bring that sense of stability for the task and focus so that you can feel that it's not all stormy waters or feels like things are out of control. You are actually holding true for the moments that you're needing to, use what you're doing in your home space or your workspace. It gives that sense of being able to spend that time focused for that moment or moments and keep it flowing until you need to pull it up and shift on to the next, which in this case, anchor and ship. Here we have it with our role is being that ship. So it is up to us to actually control that anchor to a degree. When it does pop in, we can choose when to move that onward for the next step or whatever we're doing. But it's also that we are steering our own boat, and we do need to actually continue to understand that our actions have consequences, and really feeling into it now, which direction do we want to steer so that we get the results that we are needing or wanting in a particular situation or in our life in general. We all have our own framing around what our desires are, what we know that we need, and what we would actually want. They can be two different things at times. And there's nothing wrong with moving forward to the things that we want. But really, I know that, that the focus may be needing to be what we need for the moment. And anchoring in, that might be that anchor that you're dropping for that you need to then develop what you want and actually have that as, is it a reward? It's just, the consequences of actions. If you're putting those actions into good purpose and what is your focus, destiny in life, is that a good word for it or not? I don't know. Because we do all understand words differently even, don't we? So we do have purpose in life. It doesn't have to be with full-on passion for absolutely everything that we're doing, because some stuff is ho-hum, humdrum, and just get it done. Others is, oh, wow, you really want to focus because you're in that zone and you can really enjoy and love what you're doing. That's where I'm at. I love doing what I'm doing, especially with these shows in the morning. Shows, they're not shows. They're just, I don't know. How do you describe it? I just love sharing. I love being in this space, bringing what is a great tool, to be able to understand even further that depth of understanding we can have that brings in the wisdom. It's not just to have knowledge. Okay. And here we've got the snake as that central position, and bringing in that word, the knowledge. It does bring that, the story in the Bible, the creation theory and all of that. But it's that Adam and Eve being tempted by the devil in the form of a snake to take of the fruit and have all knowledge. It's bringing in that, what is the knowledge? What is the wisdom? What's the purpose of having all the knowledge? It doesn't have to, it's just so much a really in-depth story when you start to go into some of the nuances of what is the biblical understandings, what is the Quran, what is all of our writings, what is language, and how we understand it. Knowledge is, it is part of the tools that we use to live a fulfilled, happy, productive, destiny-oriented life. Why are we here? We've all asked that question. Well, if you haven't, where have you been? It really is that beautiful energy of feeling the connection of all times and eons past from that story that was created for one book, as in the Bible. And how do we know all of these, what is true? It's all of that. We're tapping into what is our inner knowing and our inner knowledge, wisdoms, because I do see that as being our own wisdoms that we carry with us from our inception in our source energies of way back in when were the eons started. None of us absolutely know for sure in our earthly minds, in our human little brains, but we certainly know in our soul hearts, that is our source. So this, I feel, is actually going back to it. We're returning to it. We're going to revisit. By tonight, we'll have some sense of even more of what is, that is our part in the wholeness of all things. And, have the fruit. Here we are. You don't be fearful of what the snake is ready to do, protect and strike out. It's just there. It's part of what is the full Garden of Eden, all that we can actually tap into. That's what I'm getting with this one. So I hope that you don't have the fear of the snake, but just that sense that it is a part of the whole of what is our environment, of all that is in some respects, because it really taps into fruitfulness of life. That's what I'm feeling there. So cool. And here we go from Michaela. Ros news, is it? Thank you. Thank you for labelling it. It's just a way of describing, isn't it? Ros news. I just love sharing it. Just love sharing time here with you doing these daily streams. So I'm just trying to find my button to go back there and put my face to it instead of the table. At any point in time where you think, now some of that may have seemed confusing, because as it's running through my head, it sometimes feels confusing. There's a lot of information that moves through when you're tapping into the psychic energies or the spiritual connections, whatever way you want to describe it. It does flow through fast sometimes. So was I speaking too fast or all of that? I don't know. I'm just putting it forward as it comes out. Comes in, out fast. It felt like it at full speed there this morning. I'm so sorry if it was a little confusing. Watch it back in a little bit of a slower pace and see what you can pick up from that conglomerate of words as such. I do feel that felt for me, even in the speaking, that some of it seemed a bit, oh my goodness, it's rushed. But look, that's where I just trust those moments. It's channeling and it's just the words flowing through. So take it in whatever way you need to receive those words, whether they're just a word or two that you recognize that's meaningful for you at your heart for today, or whether it is the sentences or the flow of it and you actually get it. Know and trust that Spirit's bringing that to you in the way that you're needing it. So that's all I can say with that. So thank you for being here and sharing with me, because I absolutely love sharing with you. So thank you, lovely. You'll watch the replay as you missed the start. Yeah, I did notice you were late, but thank you for the love. And snake is the part of the catasis. Exactly. It's the medical symbol, isn't it? The rising of knowing, part of the symbol for medicine and nursing, two snakes going up the spine. It is. It's the energies of shedding what's old and bringing in the new to that. So, and Tosca, it is a general reading. So as I've just briefly explained, take in what you needed for you as part of that. So thank you, Michaela. Thank you. Oh, I do have, and thank you from Kerry Ann, and thank you from Nat. They are lovely cards. So I am just going to pop in my link for the Buy Me a Coffee, because sometimes I know that I've had comments that it's hard to find or whatever. So that should come through as a link in the chat just to make it a bit easier. And I know I love that coffee, that tea cup. I am needing to go and drink more tea rather than coffee because I've had a full hit already this morning. Maybe that's some of the excitement of me, of what I'm feeling and sharing with you is the coffee, the caffeine. Oh, good heavens. And Veronica, thank you. Have a wonderful day. You're going to have a photo shoot done with your lovely Great Dane. Oh, Marbles, what a beautiful name for a dog. Oh, she has cancer and won't be with us much longer. I understand the worry and concern around our beautiful fur babies suffering, possibly suffering or being ill. Peanuts has had that cancer lump removed from her leg, and the scan was to see what might be happening behind her eye. It could be a cancer, and she may not have much longer either. So I'm fully understanding, and all my heartfelt love is going out for you because I understand. I do. And you wanted to hear how Peanuts is? Oh, but you didn't ask in case I already told it. I haven't told everyone. I don't know how she is yet. I get results going to be through tomorrow or something. So from then on to decide what might be the next step. So I don't know. And I will share it with you once I know, because I know you're all loving concern for Peanuts and how she is. And thank you. You know, I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you from Kay, those beautiful hearts. Thank you so much. And thank you from Tosca. Thank you. And sorry, I was not Rod Dan spell. Hey, I understand the spell check. And I use the FFS, you know, that for fuck's sake type. That acronym, I call it fat finger syndrome. So there you go, because it happens to me a lot too. And thank you from Diane. And from Michaela, love to Peanuts and to me, thank you. And I thank too for, what was the name? Marbles. I hope the photo shoot goes really well. So thank you. I'll leave it there. I've got some things to do, of course, because as you know, you'll get some notice about it at some point in time when I get to actually producing a book. But I'm doing writings at the moment. I've got no idea what it's going to be yet. I'm still learning the process. So thank you, each and every one of you. Lovely to be here. See you tomorrow. Keep being the best you that you can be. And namaste until then. Bye for now.